everyone, it's Jen. Welcome back to Bookish Blonde. So in November, I had a birthday and I have a 24 book haul for you guys. Some of these gifts were bought, or books were bought. Some I bought myself with gift cards and money that I was gifted. And then I have a few items that aren't books. So I wanted to just kind of do my little birthday haul with you guys, show you what I got. Thank you, all of you who have bought me all these amazing gifts. I am so blessed to have family and friends in my life, and you know who you are, so thank you so much for everything. But let's just get started. So we're going to start with my immediate family. My son picked up a pop socket for me. It says coffee and books. I have decided that on my Kindle Oasis I want to get a plastic cover for it with a pop socket. I'm not enjoying the feel of the current case I have with the strap on my hand. It's just not as comfortable when I'm in bed. So, and then he got me that. And then he also got me this embroidered Kindle Oasis sleeve from Amazon. It's padded. It's so cute. It fits. There's like some gray in the middle, some really soft velvet. It definitely fits, but it is very snug. So we'll see how it goes. It like barely fits my Kindle. It's like the exact width, so it's hard to get in and out. But he picked those up for me, so thank you, Michael. And then my daughter, Ashley, picked me up these earrings. I love hoop earrings, and these have little white pearls on them. You can see them. They're so cute, and they're perfect for the holidays. So she got me those, and I love, love, love them. And she picked up the Pumpkin Spice Cafe for me in the version I wanted. So I did read this in November. I have a paperback copy that I'm going to be gifting to my sister. But it was really good, and I wanted to see how much I enjoyed the book before I committed to buying these special editions. And then I was given one for my birthday. So these are gorgeous. You've seen these in Target. There's gold foiling on them. I really did enjoy this book. It definitely was a small town kind of feel, and I am here for it for sure. But there's pumpkins all over this cover, which is so cute, and then the end pages have full illustrations, which is so fun. So yeah, very excited about that. And then my other daughter, Ava, bought me something that I'm adding to my December TBR. I'm very excited about, and that is The Christmas Tree Farm by Lori Gilmore. So this one has sprayed edges as well. There's a cute little dog on here. And the naked hardcover is so cute too. It has trees and the stars have gold foiling on them. So cute. And then again, the full printed end pages. And I am just obsessed. I really hope this whole series comes out with these editions, because just take my money. I'm going to have them. And this really hit the spot. I really enjoyed the cozy town, and I'm excited to jump back in December with that. And then my wonderful, wonderful husband got me a few fun gifts. So he got me this Dancing Jesus, which I just love so much. I just love that. And he bought me a signed edition of Old Man's War by John Scalzi. So I have Starter Villain by John Scalzi. Have not checked it out yet. But I've heard of him. I've heard he's a really funny author. This one is science fiction, so we'll see how it goes. I do like Andy Weir. I do like some Blake Crouch that I've read that have been considered sci-fi, so I just don't read a ton of it. But this one is all about a 75-year-old. On his 75th birthday, he visited his wife's grave, and then he joined the army. So this is taking place in the future. Humans are having to fight aliens to live on other planets or something like that. So very futuristic. But I think it's going to be funny, and I think I'm going to enjoy it. So, and it's signed. Apparently John Scalzi is like local to the area, which I didn't know. So I have to do a little more research on there. But there it is. There's a signature. He picked this up at our local Barnes & Noble. And then he picked me up this puzzle. I want to get back into doing more puzzles in 2026. When we were in Chattanooga with the BookTube besties, we were working on a couple puzzles, and I forgot how much I would love it. I'm not fast. I'm not joining any crazy competitions or anything, but I really do enjoy sitting and doing a puzzle. So 2026, here we come. I'm going to put that together. Then he got me a gift card to get a massage, an hour massage, which I have not used yet, but thank you, Mike, for that. I'm very excited. I love getting massages. And then last but not least, he bought me a $50 gift card to Half Price Books because he knows how much I love shopping for books. So I've already spent that, and let me show you the books that I picked up with that. I went to 2 different Half Price Books. I'll be right back. Let me grab the stack. Okay. All right, so this is what I bought with the gift card. So Devils Kill Devils. This is Johnny Compton. I read in October a book by him, The Spite House, and I really enjoyed it. It didn't quite scare me like the way that I was hoping it would, especially for October, but the writing was strong and I was intrigued and it was really good. And this one is about a woman against the hordes of hell. So Sarita has been watched over by a guardian angel her whole life, and she calls him Angelo. But she keeps him a secret, and some secrets won't stay hidden, it says. When Angelo murders someone she loves, Sarita begins to see what horrors have really been lurking in the shadows surrounding her, and she will have to embrace the evil within if she hopes to make it out alive. I'm really excited about this. Literally the day I went shopping, I was watching the Youngs and the Restless video, and Ben really enjoyed this. He highly recommended it. He even said something about maybe it was one of the favorites of the year. So when I saw this at Half Price Books for $10, I said, oh, yes, please. Then I picked up The Butcher by Joyce Carol Oates. This is based upon historical documents about a surgeon who worked in a women's asylum in the 19th century. I'm very excited about that. And I think his practice was a little bit unethical from my understanding, and he operates on women in this asylum. So I'm excited to check this author out. She also has a book called The Babysitter that I'm interested in. I might have read it actually. I gotta look that up. But anyways, there's The Butcher. Then I picked up Chasing the Boogeyman by Richard Chismar. This has been on my Goodreads, want to read for a while. It takes place in the summer of 1988, and mutilated bodies of several missing girls begin to turn up in a small town. The evidence leads police to a terrifying assumption that a serial killer is on the loose in the quiet suburbs, and soon a rumor begins to spread that the evil stalking local teens is not entirely human. But law enforcement and members of the FBI are certain the killer is a living, breathing madman and that he's playing games with them. For a once peaceful community trapped in the depths of paranoia and suspicion, it feels like a nightmare that will never end. So recent college graduate Richard Chismar returns to his hometown just as a curfew is enacted and a neighborhood watch group is formed. In the midst of prepping for his wedding and embarking on a writing career, he soon finds himself thrust into a real-life horror story. Inspired by the terrifying events, Chismar writes a personal account of the serial killer's reign of terror, unaware that his time back home will continue to haunt him for years to come. So it's a marriage between psychological horror and true crime. Very exciting. Those are two of my favorite combinations. Like, I love when that is combined, true crime with psychological. And so there's that one. Then this one was actually a rec by Lauren. This is Baby Doll by Holly Overton. Never even heard of this author, but she said she really enjoyed it. It says, you've been held captive in one room. You've been mentally and physically abused every day since you were 16 years old. Then one night you realize your captor has left the door to your cell unlocked. For the first time in 8 years, you're free. This is what happens next. So let's see what happens next. Then I picked up John Fram's The Brightlands. This was very, very popular a couple years ago. I never got around to reading it. But this is a town where the biggest thing in this town is football. We have star quarterback Dylan goes missing. Fear grips this remote corner of Texas. Dylan's brother Joel, who's a gay man with secrets of his own, is convinced there is more to the disappearance that meets the eye, and so does Sheriff's Deputy Starsha Clark. But their search for answers will bring them to the dark truth behind an urban legend whispered about in the locker rooms and bleachers of this all-American town. So that's The Brightlands. Excited to check this out finally and have a copy for $4. Are you kidding me? And then She's Not Sorry by Mary Kubica. I have really loved some Mary Kubikas. I don't have this one yet. It's about an ICU nurse who accidentally uncovers a patient's frightening past in this riveting thriller, it says. Megan Michaels is trying to find balance between being a single mom to a teenage daughter and working as a full-time nurse. While Megan is on duty at the hospital one day, a patient named Caitlin arrives in a coma with a traumatic brain injury after jumping from a bridge and plunging over 20 feet to the train tracks below. But when a witness comes forward with shocking details about the fall, it calls everything they know into question. Was Caitlin pushed? And if so, by whom and why? So I'm not going to read any more because I like to go to my thrillers a little bit blind. This one came out in 24, so not her most recent, but getting there. And I just think this cover is really pretty too, with the purples and the yellow. I love it. So thank you, Mike, for all the future hours of reading that you got me. I love them. All right, my cousin JC, if you're watching, hi. She picked up a book for me that she really enjoyed. It's kind of a dark romance by A.L. Jackson, From Here to Eternity. I think this is popular with Book Talk right now, but I haven't heard of it. So when I opened it, I was really surprised. It's got really pretty sprayed edges as well. But she really enjoyed it. So this is a single dad romance, found family, small town with spice. I like everything about that. So it says, I should have known everything was going to change when she walked into my tattoo shop. Timid as hell and gorgeous to the extreme, women like her are out of bounds for a reason. My life is dangerous. My calling, wicked. I don't know what he does. I'm willing to cross any line to protect the innocent. I thought I'd never see her again until my little boy took a tumble and I found her working at the doctor's office. The woman who'd taken possession of my every thought. When it becomes clear that she's in trouble, I offer up a deal. 20 questions to earn her trust. Too bad trusting me is the last thing she should do. I don't know. He tries to keep her safe. He may lose everything. What does he do for a living? I don't even know yet. It's got really cool purple, as you can see, shimmering there. So thank you, JC, for this. I can't wait to dive into that. And then my sister Cassie, hi Cassie, picked me up The Mad Wife by Megan Church. I cannot wait to read this one. This one is, let's see, so we have Lulu Mayfield, and she has, it's 1950s. She has spent the last 5 years molding herself into the perfect housewife, she says. Despite the tragic memories that haunt her and the weight of exhausting expectation, she keeps her husband happy, her household running, and her gelatin salads the talk of the neighborhood. But after she gives birth to her second child, Lulu's carefully crafted life begins to unravel. A new neighbor, Bitsy, moves in. Lulu suspects that something darker lurks behind the woman's constant smile. As her fixation on Bitsy deepens, Lulu is drawn into a web of unsettling truths that threaten to expose the cracks in her own life. The more she uncovers about Bitsy, the more she questions everything she thought she knew, and soon others begin questioning her sanity. But is Lulu truly losing her mind, or is she on the verge of discovering a reality too terrifying to accept? So domestic drama, psychological suspense, and I heard you won't be able to put it down. And I think this cover is so cool. I don't know why. I saw this at Barnes & Noble, and the cover grabbed my attention, and I put it back because I said, you know what, my birthday's coming up, and then I ended up getting it. So thank you, Cassie. I'm so excited to dive into that one. Then my beautiful mother, hi mother, she's honestly probably my #1 fan on this channel. I think she's literally watched everything I've come out with. So thank you, Mom. But she got me the special edition of Kelly Hart's Quicksilver with the sprayed silver edge pages. I have already read the paperback version of this book, but I'm very excited to have this cool special edition because I loved Quicksilver. It's got a pretty snowflake on the front with the silver foiling. We have full color end pages, him and hers. So yes, I really enjoyed that. And then she picked up, I had to get this hardcover because this second one is out in hardcover and I cannot wait for it to come out in paperback to read it because I'm obsessed with this story. But then she picked me up Brimstone. It's got the copper sprayed edges. So cool. And We have a fox on the cover of that one. And then the full end pages again. Oh my gosh, just a work of art. Look at this, adorable. Look at that. Oh my gosh. If anything happens to that wolf, I'm gonna be very upset. Okay, so there you have that one. I don't want to get into what this one's about because it's a sequel, but thank you, Mom, so much. I'm so excited to have these on my shelves. 100%. All right, then I have two BookTube friends that mailed books to my house, and you shouldn't have, but I'm so glad you did because I'm so excited. Actually, this was not mailed to my house. Lauren over at Young's and the Restless, Lauren and Ben, I met up with them to do some book shopping, and she bought me, this is one of my most anticipated books at the end of 2025, Nobody Knows You're Here by Bryn Greenwood. So All the Ugly and Wonderful Things is a book that's hard to recommend to everybody, but I love it. I want to reread it before I commit to saying it's one of my favorites of all time, but it really stuck with me. Then she had a second title, which I read, did not love. I think I gave it like 3 stars. I can't think of the name of it. Let's see if it's in here. It's not. Oh well. But this one sounds so good. So this one, and I went to like not half price books, Books A Million and Barnes & Noble and Target, and no one had this book. So thank you very much, Lauren, for finding it for me and putting it in my hands. So lucky to have you. So this one, we're following Beatrice, and she's about to lose everything when a kind stranger offers her a cup of coffee and a job. It seems like a promise for a better life until she wakes up lock and key in an isolated mansion in the woods. I don't need to know any more to pick this up. On orders from a shadowy criminal organization, armed jailers make the rules for their captives, enforcing them with unflinching violence. Beatrice has always been a nice girl, but that won't save her now. Nobody helped her when she lost her job, her car, her home, and nobody's coming to give back her freedom. The only person she can rely on is herself, and now several child hostages are relying on her too. I don't want to keep reading, but Mary Kubica, who we just talked about, tagged it as Greenwood is back and better than ever, dropping readers right into the action in this tense, high-stakes story of survival and resilience. Megan Collins says it's dark and unflinching, very compelling and terrifying, and I'm very excited. Very excited for this. So thank you, Lauren. Thank you so much. And then Amber over at Amber's and Books and Beaches, she always spoils me way too much. She always says, well, your birthday falls on an Amazon book sale every year. So, like, you get more books than you think because everything was on sale. But I'm so excited. So she picked me up The Wonderful Wizard of Oz and the Mina Lima edition. So I have a couple other ones on my shelves, but I didn't have this one. And again, if you haven't seen these, they're interactive. Let's find a good page. And I would really like to read all of these stories with my grandchildren one day. But there's full illustrations on the chapters. And let's find an interactive page. Here we go. So, it's so pretty. So, like, here's an interactive page right here. The Yellow Brick Road comes out. And this is like a little pop-up. Be gentle with it. I don't know if you can see it very well on camera, but yeah, so these are really, really cool additions, and I'm so excited to not only have fun reading these with this interactive part, but like also read the original stories. Like, look at this. It has glasses. Let's see what happens. Does it make it 3D? Probably. I'm gonna look ridiculous. Are you guys ready? Oh wow. Oh well, that's bad. It's not 3D, so I don't understand. Anyway, so yeah, these are really cool books. And Amber, thank you so much. I didn't have this one and I wanted it. It was on my wish list. So thank you, thank you. She also bought me, she actually bought me this book but I already had it from Lauren, so I returned it, and I told her I did that, so she's aware. And I picked up The Storyteller by Dave Grohl. So I've heard this is amazing on audio. I cannot wait. I'm going to listen to it, but I wanted to have the copy because there's illustrations in here, the physical copy. And he was a singer in the Foo Fighters. He was part of Nirvana. And I've just heard, you know, he tells stories like about how he wrote the songs. And it's just, I've heard really, really great things. And I'm a huge fan of both of those bands. Love the Foo Fighters. So yeah, Tales of Life and Music. Dave Grohl, The Storyteller. And then last but not least from Amber is The Only Plane in the Sky, An Oral History of 9/11. I didn't read this in November. I had to return it back to my library before I was able to get to it. So, not November, September. But there's full illustrations in here as well. I mean, I think this has like a 4.8 rating on Goodreads or something. So I'm really excited to tackle this in 2026. For sure this will be read. So there's that. So thank you, Amber, so much. You spoil me. You spoil me. All right, what else is next? Oh, okay. So my mother-in-law, Debbie, hi Debbie, she sent me some birthday cash. Thank you so much. She always does, and I'm always excited to go spend it on books. This is what I do almost every year. So let me show you with what books I picked up with what with the cash that she gifted me. First one is a brick. This is Alchemized by Sin Lin Yu. Look at this, gorgeous, you guys. Are you kidding me? Look at that. How do they do this? This bird on the top, bottom. Really cool. Let me show you this too. So there's an alternative cover. It's like a maze. But obviously I'm going to put that on the inside. I don't know how that maze comes into play. But look at this full gold. Look at that dragon. Oh my gosh. And then the end pages are really cool and magical. So originally this author wrote fan fiction about Harry Potter. And I do have that on my Kindle. I actually paid money to get that digital copy. It's like 1,000 pages or something ridiculous. Because I knew that this was going to be coming out eventually, and because it was fan fiction about Harry Potter, she had to, they had to change the names and everything. So this is the printed version. I think it would be really cool to read both back to back, but that's a huge commitment. This thing is so heavy, you guys. This is crazy. So I picked that up. And then I picked up a signed edition of Lights Out. I was waiting for this to go on sale. It wasn't. It didn't. But I could have actually gotten it cheaper on Amazon. And that was the plan, was I was going to put it on my list for Christmas. But then I was in Barnes & Noble, and it is a signed edition, so I had to have it. So there's the naked cover. The end pages have these beautiful roses on it. There's the spine. I don't know if I showed that already. Oh, that's so satisfying, that sound. But yeah, so it's got the black sprayed edges. This is dark romance. And it's all the rage. And I hope I love it because I have a signed edition of this beautiful special edition now, which is amazing. So I picked that up. All right. Then I read in November Butcher and Blackbird. I'm not going to go into detail until my November wrap up, but I really enjoyed it. And I had some PangoBooks. So this one actually Debbie did not pay for. But I had some PangoBooks and I wanted to get the spray. Look at those magenta. I wanted to get this special edition. There's that. These are all the trigger warnings because there are quite a few. The end pages are really cool. Things that have to do with the story. So I picked up that. Then I picked this up at Barnes & Noble. This is number 2 in the series, Leather and Lark. So I am not going to buy the third one until it comes out in this special edition. And it's probably going to have orange sprayed edges, I hope. And again, her autograph, but with a guitar. This one follows one of the, I think the female's the musician, not a magician. Musician in this one. So I picked up those collector's editions. They're so cool together. And there's going to be an orange one, I think. I just love it. I'm obsessed. So thank you, Debbie, for those. All right. I have 3 more books here. All right. Then I picked up Lisa Ridson, When the Cranes Fly South. This one is kind of it's an old man main character, and I think this one's going to pull on the heartstrings. It gets very good reviews. It was translated from Swedish. It says, Bo is running out of time, yet time is one of the few things he's got left. These days, his quiet existence is broken up only by daily visits from his home care team. Fortunately, he still has his beloved elk hound Sixten to keep him company. Though now his son, with whom Bo has had a rocky relationship, insists on taking the dog away, claiming that Bo has grown too old to properly care for him. The threat of losing Sixten stirs up a whirlwind of emotions, leading Bo to take stock of his life, his relationships, and the imperfect way he's expressed his love over the years. Camilla Lackberg, who is another author that I own, says, this was a magical reading experience among the most moving things I've ever read. So this one's going to be one that I'm going to pick up if I need a good cry or am in the mood for like a pulling on the heartstrings kind of book. And then Barnes & Noble, I picked up Adrienne Young's Fallen City. This is her debut, I think it's a debut adult or debut, maybe I'm wrong on that. Anyways, Fallen City, in the great walled city of Izara, political turmoil ignites a rebellion 100 years in the making. But when a legionnaire falls in love with the magistrate's daughter, their love will threaten the fate of the city and the will of the gods. So we have gods. We have forbidden love. We have a beautiful book, Casperia. Another gold foil on there. And on the back. And then full color end pages again. So gorgeous. I think the back is the same. Let me see. Yeah, back is the same. And then this cool, looks like the pages are on fire. Another cool end pages or sprayed edges. And then last but not least, I don't even know if I'm gonna like this series yet, but I have books 1 and 2 in this editions, and I wanted to make sure I got book 3 in the same edition before it wasn't an option anymore. And this is The Beauty of Darkness. This is the book 3 in the Remnant Chronicles by Mary E. Pearson. Sprayed edges again. Don't know what this is about. I can't even begin to look at it because I don't want to spoil it. Let me get the other 2 so you can see. Okay, I'm back. So here's the trilogy together. 1, 2, 3. And then here's the edges together. Isn't that so cute? I love it. So, yep, so I picked up book 3. Hopefully I love this. I've heard good things. It is YA fantasy. And I think there's a love triangle in book 1. Yeah, a girl that flees on her wedding day. She's out. She doesn't want to marry him. So, there you have it. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, if you've made it this long, put an emoji with a cake or birthday balloon, something birthday related. I know this was really long. Again, thank you everyone so much for all the gifts. I am very blessed, and thank you all for being here, supporting my channel. I appreciate every single one of you. I hope you enjoyed this haul as much as I did. I cannot wait to go put these on my shelves. Gonna have to reorganize my shelves again because they're by genre and I'm running out of room. So I'm gonna have to shift some books over to get these on the shelves, but that's okay. Yeah, so that's it. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you guys soon in my next video. Bye.